Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Hello all, and how you guys all doing? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I'm coming here for another review recorded, and it's from this past Friday's episode of SmackDown, the May 16th, 2025 edition that took place in Greensboro, North Carolina. Again, I'm kind of on like a little bit of like a burnout process with wrestling just a little bit, which is why I have briefly taken a break from live streams, and I'll probably do the same thing with the Raw and SmackDown reviews this coming week. So I will be going live again when we get to Saturday night's main event for sure, next Saturday, and after that we'll see how I feel. Again, just kind of need a little bit of a break, taking it easy. And even so, this week's episodes of Raw and SmackDown, like I felt the same way about both. Well, I appreciate that SmackDown at least had the beginning of the Money in the Bank qualifiers. Raw this past week completely ignored Money in the Bank, which I was a little confused by that. But we had some qualifying matches on this episode of SmackDown. And it was, again, like another, like, harmless, solid episode. Nothing, like, outstanding, but it was just solid to me. Maybe others might have liked it more than I did. Again, like I said, I'm just at a point right now where I'm like, I still enjoy wrestling. I just need a little bit of a breather. But, of course, to keep, you guys up to date on my thoughts on the current content, then, of course, I still got to post these reviews. So, like Raw, this is going to be a brief review, and we're going to go from there. So, the show took place in Greensboro, North Carolina. And we opened up with the Bloodline. Now, it was Sol Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and the newest member of the roster, Jeff Cobb. However, though, Jeff Cobb, got a new name on this show. He is going to be called J.C. Mateo. I know a lot of people weren't the biggest fan of that name. Me, personally, I guess, I don't know if it's because of, a trademark thing or whatnot, but it is what it is. Although, I will be honest, I did feel like they could have done a little bit better with it. But Sol Sikoa, like when Jacob first won the US title at WrestleMania, he was basically trying to take credit and steal Jacob's spotlight for helping Jacob retain the US title at Backlash in that Fatal 4-Way. Of course, same thing happened as before. Jacob yanked the microphone away, and he says that he's going to keep it real. Don't get it twisted. He told us he would bring back the U.S. title, whether he said he'd do it with him or without him. And basically said, if you want to deal with me, then, come get it, basically. And then, of course, eventually, there was they teased some more dissension between them. Jacob told Solo he loved him, but not in the same tone as he normally has. And then LA Knight randomly got involved again, and set for him to get involved with the Bloodline again later. Is it just me, or is it starting to get a little old with LA Knight and the Bloodline? Why he's still involved, I don't know, but whatever. B-Fab and Mia Yim are still teasing going after the women's tag titles once Liv and Raquel are fighting again, since Liv's currently away doing a movie. Then Chelsea Green rolled up to talk about the qualifying match for Money in the Bank coming up next. She started making some tariff jokes in there as well, since she's involved with like a political storyline as her character is. And then the two of them took on Alexa Bliss in a triple threat qualifying match. Match was fine. Alexa Bliss, though, did get the victory, which I'm interested with because she's teasing some storyline where she's trying to help Charlotte Flair, which, again, interests me because it's kind of something I've been waiting for them to do with Charlotte Flair. Have her do like a non-title storyline. And what's this going to happen with Alexa? I don't know. But Alexa does get the victory, which kind of bums me out a little bit because I did have Chelsea Green winning the women's Money in the Bank this year. Although she technically still could if they do like a second chance qualifier match or something like that. Hopefully they still do that. If not, then Chelsea's not in Money in the Bank, but Alexa Bliss is. We also have Fraxiom taking on DIY in a really good tag match. They get the victory, and they're going to be getting a shot for the tag titles next week. DIY attacked them, though, after they won the match, but then Motor City Machine Guns made the save. But yes, they already set that match up for next week with the Street Profits and Fraxiom. Ray Phoenix and Andrade had another segment, basically just, giving each other thumbs up and whatnot. But how Ray's focusing now on Money in the Bank, as he was going to be in a qualifying match later in the show with him, Jimmy Uso, and Solo Sikoa. And then, we have all that. Wade Bear had a sit-down interview with R-Truth, who says that, Cena has always been there for him with the never give up stuff, and when he wanted to quit, saying your time is now. He thought his time would never come. He also says how his mottos aren't just words, they're a beacon of light. And then, of course, Barrett asked him about Cena attacking him at the Backlash post-show. And then Truth said how John, he denies, first off, helping John win the title. But he also denies that John Cena put him through a table. He said that wasn't the real John Cena. He doesn't want to fight John Cena, but he wants to beat him back to his sense. And he'll do that. So R-Truth and John Cena are having a non-title match at Saturday night's main event next Saturday. Cool. It's the match we needed. Aleister Black, well, first, before we got to Aleister Black, Damian Priest cut a promo on Drew McIntyre, saying they're going to sabotage each other until they destroy everything, and he challenges Drew McIntyre to a steel cage match at Saturday night's main event. Of course, Drew would eventually later on in the show accept it, which is teasing an end to their rivalry. Aleister Black that talked Carmelo Hayes. Match was fine, wasn't as good as it was on last week's SmackDown, but this one ended in a DQ, where they attacked Aleister 2-on-1. Not sure where that's going, but Aleister is supposed to be in a qualifying match next week on SmackDown for Money in the Bank. I was originally pitching for Black to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, but after that, I'm pretty sure Miz and Carmelo Hayes are going to cost Aleister the match, I guess. I don't know. Although afterwards, Aleister went to hit the Black Mass and hit it, but then off the distraction, Carmelo Hayes laid him out with the nothing but net, as he had also tried to hit it on him in the match as well. Alexa Bliss was interviewed backstage, but she got distracted when she walked up to Charlotte, and then Charlotte's like, I don't need your help, but Alexa was like, when I came to NXT, you were actually decent to me, and she hasn't forgotten. And Charlotte denies it, and then she wants to, of course, go and talk to Nick Aldis, who comes out with Giulia. Yeah, the same Giulia who was tagging on Raw recently with Roxanne Perez that I thought was random. And apparently Giulia has officially joined the SmackDown roster now. I guess her and Roxanne are going to be a team long term. I don't know, but we'll see what happens there. And she is actually going to be in a qualifier match next week. It's Giulia, Charlotte, and Zelina Vega. Which, honestly, I did originally, which I'm still going to be working on my Money in the Bank card this week as well. I did have Charlotte Flair being in that women's Money in the Bank match. But I feel like that with the storyline they're teasing with Alexa Bliss trying to help her, so to say, probably was in a way like sub-story to help the fans kind of accept Charlotte more, which again, I appreciate them doing that. But I feel like, for Charlotte to keep saying I'm okay, she's gonna have to keep losing before she hits rock bottom. So I'm gonna say maybe Giulia slips into the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, but we'll see. So we got that. Drew McIntyre had his promo as well to accept this challenge from Damian Priest, and then the men's qualifying match happened. Jimmy Uso versus Rey Fenix versus Solo Sikoa. To my surprise, though, Solo actually won the match. I was kind of surprised to see that. I really thought it was going to be Rey Fenix. Rey also ate the pin, which I was a little shocked by that too. But afterwards, LA Knight showed up, got into a brawl with a Bloodline, and Nick Aldis makes a match with him and Jeff Cobb. I mean, JC was hey-o. Match was what it was, and Mateo won the match. Where it's going to go for him, who knows, but whatever. There's still dissension teams with the Legado del Fantasma as well. Angel Garza believes to Santos Escobar that his cousin just needs his time, but Santos says he's worried about him listening to the wrong people, but he's willing to forgive what happened because he sees an opportunity to make a statement on the horizon, but he needs Garza to bring Carrillo home. He calls an invite to sit down dinner party on him, and Garza says he's going to try his best, but he can't promise. And Escobar tells him loyalty is one thing he's always had from him, and it'd be a shame to lose that over one selfish person. So again, still teasing the random split of the Legado del Fantasma. Whatever, it was a low card act anyways. Shinsuke Nakamura had a promo hyping up his qualifier match against LA Knight and Aleister Black. I know Nakamura's not going to win. Still surprised he's here, to be honest, after his last US title reign ended, but whatever. And before we got to the main event, Tiffany Stratton ran to Jade Cargill backstage. She said it doesn't matter who wins because she's winning her qualifier and winning Money in the Bank, and cashing in to win the same way Tiffany did. Tiffany says as long as she's champ, Jade will never be good enough to cash it on her. Nia Jax had her match with Tiffany Stratton for the women's title. Match was fine. I still like the match they had at the beginning of the year, like a few months ago on SmackDown, a little bit better than this, but this was still fine. I guess, since Tiffany's now a full-on face and she wasn't back then, I guess they wanted to finish this. But during the match, we did have Naomi and Jade brawl outside, and that kind of impacted the finish a little bit. So even though both, or at least one of them, are probably going to be in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which, honestly, if it's not Chelsea Green, they should consider giving Naomi the Money in the Bank briefcase, just saying. Or they could be doing a triple threat match. A fatal four-way match sometime down the line. I would have said at Night of Champions, but since there's still rumors of them doing another Evolution pay-per-view, they could save it until Evolution. Or Money in the Bank, but again, like I said, I think we're going to at least see Naomi in that women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And again, if it's not Chelsea Green, give Naomi that win. But yeah, like I said, just a quick review of SmackDown. I gave it a B-. Again, it did its job. It was fine. Was it the best one? No, but like I said, also, I kind of just need a little bit of a breather right now from wrestling. So that's why I'm just chilling, taking it easy, getting some quick thoughts out there, and just being effective. So that's my thoughts on SmackDown, guys. Gave it a B-. What are your guys' thoughts on SmackDown? Leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well, The Club with the Man 93. You can also follow me on TikTok and on Instagram at The Club with the Man 1993. And until then, guys, I'll check it out. I'll catch y'all later. And do not forget, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. And that is also the opinion, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!